Hi guys, so today is going to be more of an educational video for these new truck drivers that are barely starting, and maybe you don't know, when you back up to a trailer and you're gonna, from your fifth wheel to your kingpin, right? Ta-da! And you hook up, obviously there is something wrong with this picture, okay? This is how you get stuck, okay? The horror stories. So when you're backing up, obviously I've been doing this for a while, so right away I could tell that the trailer is way too high. You could feel it. There is not supposed to be such a huge gap. This is way too huge, okay? And what happens if you don't get out and look sometimes, or you don't notice, and I would have continued to keep backing up, right? I would have kept backing up all the way where I could have hit the back of my truck into the trailer, obviously, and did some damage. And not only that, if this trailer was lower but still had a good size gap, I would have got stuck. And what I mean by stuck is, here's the kingpin right here, here's the fifth wheel, okay? So if I back up more, the front of my fifth wheel is going to be behind my kingpin. And if there wasn't such a big, this is a huge gap. So obviously if I back up and do it, should I back up? Yep. Show them? Okay.
Yeah, look at it. See the pivot.
Here.
Notice this pivot. See? All fifth wheel should pivot clearly, just like that. I'm not putting any force. See how it just went sideways? Notice that. Now back up.
Okay. So you're gonna guide me and show them. Or you want to do it? You could do it. Keep going a little bit. Good. Okay. All right. So there you go. So now the kingpin is in front of the fifth wheel. And let me tell you guys, if you were to back up underneath the trailer and this trailer was lowered to the ground, but it still had a good size gap, you would be stuck. Okay? What that means is you'd back up too far and you'd be like, oh crap, right? And now you need to, you would try to pull yourself, you would get out and see, oh man, I'm all messed up, right? So then you would get out and you're like, oh, you would try to get out of this. If this was lower, I could lower it, but I don't want to have to deal with that.
What kind of hit me here?
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. If you move too far, you could mess up the back of your truck, you could hit, you could crunch. He's gonna go ahead and lower it. There's an empty trailer, so look at. Okay, babe, stop. That's good enough. Okay. So how do you get yourself out of a situation? See, there's the kingpin in front of the fifth wheel. So if I got in the truck and I tried to pull forward, obviously the fifth wheel is, the kingpin is gonna stop the fifth wheel from just being able to go forward. Okay, so there's a bunch of ways how you can do this. Is not all trucks have it, but if you have the valve to release the air out of your airbags, would be one of them. That's the first thing you want to do.
Sure.
So the first thing you want to do. Okay, so let's go back over here. See, I have the valve to, I'm going to lower the air out of my airbags. Oh God, it's hot. Because that's one of the first things, if you find yourself in a situation like that, that's what you want to do. Okay, see? There's the gap. You see the gap already? Yes. Okay, so say you release your airbags and it still didn't give you that gap to be able to pull forward to get unstuck. What you would do is you would come over to your landing gear, this lovely landing gear, and you would crank it up. You want to crank it up? This is it.
Gears. This is the high speed one, so the light one. And it's gonna go forever. But if it's loaded and it's loaded, it's gonna be a lot easier than doing the high speed gear like that. You got this is set. You gotta know the gear. Okay.
So what you would do is you would come over and you pretty much would crank it. Yeah, he's going the wrong way, so he's gonna get himself in this. There he goes. So now he's doing it, and as you can see, look at the trailer starting to move up. Obviously, okay, that's enough then. This is just to give you guys an idea, okay? That was really easy to crank up because this is an empty, you guys. This is an empty trailer. But let me tell you, when there is a loaded trailer, woo, it's like the hardest thing in the world, okay? And then what you would do, a lot of times you crank it up, you get it up in the air, so much room, and you're like, oh, I could do it. But see how the fifth wheel like is slanted? So then you want to,
I don't know about the pivot point. Remember the pivot point that I was showing them?
Well, here, you want to touch it since you have the gloves on and put it straight. So if you're by yourself,
grab a
hammer.
Yeah.
You'd grab a hammer, okay? What you would do is you would grab a hammer. This shit is heavy because I'm like holding the camera for you guys. But you would lift this up and you would stick a hammer underneath here, and it would pretty much hold it level so that you could drive straight forward if you didn't have that much of a gap, obviously. Like you had just enough room, just enough gap to be able to get out, but you couldn't because of the fifth wheel is slanted. And yeah, the airbags are dropped. That's the first thing I did in the beginning of the video. And obviously this is just, like I said, this is to show people if you ever back up and you get stuck underneath your fifth wheel, how you could get unstuck, obviously. Things that can go wrong. And any of my other experienced drivers know and want to add tips and comments into the bottom for you guys, you can. This is just, yeah, but you guys know. The only reason why I'm making this video is because we're really not stuck. Thank goodness we're really not stuck, you guys, because it's not fun. Okay.
Well, not but simple.
This is how you would do it if you were on your own. See?
And now it's level. You should do it here.
Yeah, and you would
leave it on there, because if you take it off, it's not gonna. It's gonna want to go back down to the angle. You gotta leave it there. Now you can get it.
All right. So, my stepdad's in flatbed. He's been doing it for like 36 years. So, but okay, now that we're right there, I'm gonna go ahead and move it forward. Here, babe. Where are you going? He's all leaving. You want to say hi? Oh, you got it dirty. Yeah, that's what happens too. Yeah, move it back out. I need to put it. Just move it, back it all the way out. I'm gonna have him back it out. Back it out, back it out. Further than that, he didn't even turn me. Now he turns it on. Yeah. Okay, that's good enough. All right. So this is my empty. I'm obviously going to be taking this one. Like, I could show you guys in here what it looks like. I just had backed up into it and I was like, hey, it's super duper high. This is a good learning video that I could make for the beginners that have never, you know, jumped their fifth wheel, and actually show them, kind of give them an idea of what it looks like. So this is what the view looks like from over here. So I'm going to be taking this empty, so I'm going to lower my trailer, obviously, so that I can finish that gap. Huh? Yeah, we'll raise them. Here, I'm going to fix it.
No, use it once. Here. Hold on, hold on. Sorry guys. There she goes. Working it.
Working it.
Look.
So when you want to, the normal typical idea.
There it goes, right there. That's kind of where you want it, right there. Yep. And see how the fizzle is going to come back, and it's going to level itself out with the trailer. And then if it's a little bit off, it'll guide it. Watch. You'll see. And there you go. Now we're locked. And always do a tug test. That's a tug test. You see that? She pulls forward and it doesn't go anywhere. And now we're hooked up. Okay. I'll do it.
Oh, he's gonna do my work for me, you guys. So while he's doing that, I'm gonna come over here and hook up my airlines. All right, for those of you, your airlines, right? I never used to have these on them before, and oh my goodness, I used to get a lot of you know, over the usage of constantly grabbing them. Without this, see these little coil things? When you don't have, you can buy these in the truck stop. They work awesome. You put them on your airlines. Your airlines last a lot longer with these on there, because before I used to do local work and I was driving, hooking up to 6 trailers to 8 trailers a day. I was always doing drop and hook, and I didn't have these. And let me tell you, every time I would unhook and hook up to them, you guys, these little coils, they have a tendency, depending on where you grab it, it digs, you know, it puts pressure into the hose, the air hose, and over time it creates a leak and you get that air leak. So these actually help. They save your where's the food? The food is inside the truck. We are cooking, so I'm gonna, okay, this is what you call the piggy tail. This is the piggy tail. This is the electrical. I already ran my pre-trip for the reefer, so, but this was just a video on how to show you guys in case, woo, this is what happens when you're over the road truck driver and you're used to dealing with the snow in winter. Even though I don't like driving in black ice, but yeah, it's hot. It's starting to warm up. Okay, let me get Oscar's little alarm going off. Okay. Stop it. I'm gonna get my. All right. Let's show you. I'm all about not trying to have so many dishes in the truck. Oh my goodness. So you guys already know plastic forks, red cups, and I love cooking in this thing because the Road Pro is based at the little 10-pound. After I'm done cooking my food, he didn't know. Get off the bed. Get off your bed, baby. Put it. Get that back. Okay. So this is what's on the menu. So I just went ahead and bought some of those Italian sausages. I don't have a package for that, but I do have a package for the corn. So I just went ahead and bought those Italian sausages, and then we cut them up. They come in lengths, like long lengths, and we just chopped them up into smaller pieces. And then I let that cook about 40 minutes first to make sure that the meat is cooked all the way through more. And then because this is just a bag of, you know, seasonal corn and stuff like that. I mean, this is even a microwave. You can microwave this, right? So I went ahead and let the meat cook a lot more longer, and then when I knew that the meat was going to be done, like 10 minutes before, 20 minutes, I threw this in there. So this is what we're eating. I'll show you. So I got corn, that seasonal mix with sausage. So this is my breakfast slash lunch. So that's it. And it does get messy. I could have, that's why you guys see that I usually will line it first with foil on the bottom. I'll put foil on the bottom and then I'll stick my little tin pan in there just in case, you know, for driving down the highway when it's cooking. If I hit a bump or something spills, then you don't have to clean it out. Like you really don't, you just gotta have to take the foil out and throw the foil away. But this time in the morning when me and him swapped over, I didn't put foil, as you can see, so it will make your little lunchbox a little mess. But alright, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I'm gonna go back out there and finish checking the trailer and stuff like that and see what he's doing. We are headed not to Portland, Oregon anymore. They switched the load on us, so we are actually gonna go do a pickup in California, which right now we're in Sacramento, California. And I always have a notebook where we write all our load information down and stuff. So there went that. Actually, that's what I'll do. He didn't write it down, so I will write down my load information for our next pickup. So this is the empty that we're going to be taking. I'm going to go get it washed out. Go to a Blue Beacon and get them to wash it out. And then go head over to my pickup. And then I will be at my pickup. So, alright guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye. We'll talk to you later. Bye.